I just bought $1 million fixer, and that's actually an understatement because this house is in way worse shape than your typical fixer, and I actually spent quite a bit more than $1 million on it. Before I tell you exactly how much this money pit cost me, let me show you what we're up against. So the front yard is a bit weedy right now, and I think it's safe to say needs some landscaping. We got some broken concrete around the house that I guess needs to get fixed up. The driveway has some concrete, but it's mostly dirt. This is the sewer line, which is ABS plastic, which is great. That's what you want to see. But my sewer line ends right there, right where that white circle is, right before it would meet up with the main city sewer line. And by the way, this retaining wall was built 2 years ago, and that ABS was installed 5 years ago. What are the chances that this retaining wall built by the city crushed my sewer line? And what do you think the chances are that I'm going to have to pay to fix it? All right, now let's look under the house. So this is like the walk-in crawl space, and the previous owners have left a little bit of stuff behind. And of course, I can't wait to clear this room out myself, but before I do, I gotta go to Home Depot and get a hazmat suit and a respirator because the amount of mold, lead, and asbestos that's probably hanging out in the dirt down here, not a healthy level. All right, so now we're in the crawl space, and let me tell you the deal with this house. The original part was built in 1926, and an addition was made in 1943. Now the foundations underneath the 1926 portion and the 1943 portion are both in pretty good shape, nothing major. But where these two foundations meet, we've got some problems. So this is where one of the joins is, and as you can see, there's like chicken wire and concrete, which is not the best way to build a foundation. And then if we look over here, and this is where the other foundations meet, this area and up here. I gotta tell you, I'm no foundation expert, but that doesn't look fantastic to me. By the way, gang, if you've ever wondered what asbestos might look like, it looks like this, the old thermal wrapping around hot water pipes. So be careful. All right, now let's go inside. So this is the original 1926 part of the house. It was renovated in 2018, and honestly, this area is the least of my concerns. Everything's cheap, but it's done pretty well. Oh, and this piano's here because the seller couldn't figure out how to get it out. There are some weird things like this glass door to nowhere, and this floor heater that no longer works, and this window that doesn't have any trim, and this electrical sub panel that really doesn't need to be here. And actually, the bathroom and the kitchen are okay. Here's the primary bathroom, and as far as fixers go, it's actually in great shape. The kitchen's also in decent shape, though it lacks an oven or much of anything. It's basically just a little room with a fridge. Now let me show you the big projects. So this room is the addition that was made in 1943, and it is striking. I mean, look at that fireplace. It looks beautiful until you start looking a little more closely. You'll notice these windows are completely fucked up. There's water damage everywhere. There's definitely mold behind that plaster. And this is a complete replacement. But that's not the only window that's totally fucked. They're all totally fucked. These big sliding windows are so cool, but they're in such bad shape that they've literally been screwed into place, and they haven't even been screwed into place shut. This window is screwed into place open. Also, these windows look really cool, but most of them are plexiglass. 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 There's paint peeling all around the windows from water damage. Water stains all over the ceiling. This little piece of ceiling looks really bad, but at least the white paint is still there. Let me show you the bedroom. So here's the bedroom part of the addition, and this looks really nice until we go up to see, So this is a leak that's been here for a long time. Oh, and there's a super cute 3/4 bath in this bedroom, but for some reason, it opens to the living room. Not to mention more plexiglass where glass should be, and these terribly, terribly home repaired windows. And yes, this fireplace looks awesome. I cannot wait until we light a fire and enjoy a nice peaceful night around this fireplace. Of course, that won't happen until we tear it open and open up the throat and the flue, which are too constricted by modern standards. The chimney inspector who I had come to look at this chimney took one look at it and said, "Oh God, what is this horse shit?" Okay, so how much more than $1 million did I pay for this house, which needs landscaping, needs hardscaping, needs a new driveway, needs an expensive sewer line repair, needs some pretty serious foundation repair, needs central heat and air, needs about 20 windows replaced, custom windows, needs a fireplace fixed, has a window into one of the bathrooms, and I think that about does it. Well, I'll tell you how much I paid, but first I want to show you two more things. I've kind of been low-key hiding it while giving you a tour of the property, but this is actually a very large lot. We're on 0.44 acres, which is 19,000 square feet, which is really, really big for Los Angeles. This property is 4 city parcels. And right now I'm walking to the end of, I guess what once was the backyard, but is now going to be the front yard. Between me and the house right now is 2 city parcels. The house takes up a parcel, and then there's another yard. What I originally showed you is, I guess, the front yard. That's a whole nother parcel behind the house. By the way, in case you're wondering, most of the lots around here look like this. A steep cliff falls off to nothing. And you wouldn't believe how much this lot costs. I'll tell you, $400,000 for this empty cliffside. And the other thing to mention about this property is that these 1,900 square feet, these 4 parcels, are hilltop parcels, which means in addition to having a house sitting on flat land and a yard, we get views. Some great, great views. So I'm going to spend the next 8 or so months restoring or renovating this hunk of junk. Then I'm going to build an ADU. If you're interested in following along, subscribe to the channel. Oh, and the price tag. Yeah, so this guy cost me $1,650,000. Is that too much? Let me know in the comments.